Okay, my formal training is plant breeding at Cornell University, and I have worked with government, private sector, as well as international research organizations. I spent many years teaching in the University of the Philippines in Mindanao, and in the last 4 years I work as the executive director of the Philippine Rice Research Institute based in Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. In the Philippines, I can cite three main causes. One is that our natural resources are limited, I mean land and water. The Philippines grows rice on about 3 million hectares of rice land, while countries like Vietnam and Thailand, the countries that export rice to the Philippines, have a lot more rice area. Thailand, for example, grows as much as 12 million hectares. The other factor is high consumption of rice. Among the Asian countries, we are one of the highest consumer of rice per capita. And coupled with this is the third factor, which is very high wastage in rice consumption. If you observe people eating in restaurants, you may have noticed that they leave a lot of rice on their plate.
So, I'm Arvin Paul Bituanyo. I'm a chemist by profession, so I'm a senior science research specialist of PhilRice Los Baños. Okay, so major effect ng rice shortage syempre would be reduced table rice. So reduced amount ng table rice. That would mean that there will be some Filipinos or some communities na wala silang kanin or wala silang enough rice. Another effect would be malnutrition. So from energy malnutrition to say some other malnutrition and nutrition related diseases. What else? Magkakaroon din tayo ng effect nito sa price ng rice.
So in order to solve the problem of rice shortage in the Philippines, we can think of several solutions. One is improving the natural resources that are used in rice production, and by this I mean increasing the area that is served by irrigation, because rice uses a lot of water. 1 kilo of rice requires about 5,000 liters of water. Secondly, the land productivity can be increased by growing better high-yielding varieties, as well as applying fertilizers. These are very basic requirements for crop production that many of our farmers are not doing, partly because they don't have the resources. So another solution is to diversify the source of income of rice farmers, so that they can generate the needed capital for rice production, for the purchase of high quality seeds, as well as for the purchase of fertilizers and machinery. Our level of mechanization is fairly low compared again to Vietnam and Thailand, the rice exporting countries.
Nandyan din yung mga researches natin on finding other suitable crops that may be blended.
Another solution might be to diversify the diet. If we prescribe diversified farming, then it must be coupled with diversified consumption. So crops like corn and cassava and sweet potato can be grown in cropping system with rice. This can also be used as a substitute staple instead of rice. So in this manner, rice consumption per capita can be reduced, and at the same time the nutritional value of the Filipino diet can be improved.
Right now, I am a faculty member of the Institute of Human Nutrition and Food, College of Human Ecology, UPLB. Based on researches, we already done one for corn, of course. Do remember had declared 5 substitutes. That includes, of course, corn, the sweet potato, banana. What else? The other one would be cassava. Okay, and of course, from among them, like the results of most of my researches would be, I will be recommending corn, simply because corn is still the second staple for Filipinos. That's why it's a better substitute than the rest. Well, depending on the regions. For example, for the regions like Visayas and Mindanao, as we have experienced, they are really quite open. You don't have to tell them because about like for example possible health benefits or the advantages like of complementing corn, for example, with rice, as a staple. But so it's not a problem for the corn eaters. So goes with all the rest of the other staples. That's it. So it is by region.
So the use of other staple is not necessarily new to Filipinos. It's only a matter of trying to popularize this, particularly among the inhabitants of Luzon. Of course, corn and sweet potato and banana, these are the substitute staples. If eaten together with rice, will result in better nutrition, better overall nutrition. So the campaign to promote a more diversified diet is not only for the purpose of reducing rice consumption, but the more important reason is to improve the nutrition of Filipinos.